number? How did you stay entertained?
Well, to be honest, Jess and I thought it was going to be a real slog, but we sort of had a nice routine through each day and worked out twice a day sometimes, and a lot of Netflix, a lot of video games, and yeah, got us through all right. And yeah, we actually spoke about it over the weekend, and we thought it actually went quite quick. So we thought it was going to be a lot worse.
The routine, can you take us through exactly sort of what you did, and you say that sort of work out a couple of times?
Yeah, so every day we got up, coffee in the morning, did our circuit. So Josh and the guys sent through a bit of a bike workout, some weights, abs, all those sorts of things. Put into one circuit. Had 4 or 5 circuits. Went through that. Took about an hour, and then from there watched a movie. Maybe played a few games. Got my butt kicked in Monopoly a lot, which I was still not happy about. But yeah, then we did another abs / stretch session in the afternoon, and early dinner, movie, and bed. So that was sort of the daily routine. Sort of did chop and change a little bit, but that was for the most part, that was it.
So did you shoot a basketball, or is that the first time you didn't shoot a basketball in a couple of weeks?
It was the first time I shot a basketball, because we actually had the week drive before it, because we drove from Queensland. So about 3 weeks, I dribbled the ball. Josh dropped some basketballs and an exercise bike and some dumbbells and that sort of stuff off, but I was able to get some ball handling and that sort of stuff. So it wasn't a complete foreign object, but it was good to see the ball go through the hoop again.
Okay, so you had probably 3 weeks where you didn't actually shoot?
Yeah, didn't actually shoot. Prior to that, I was scrimmaging with the local Mackay QBL team and was doing those sorts of things and shooting around and working out with my cousin. But so it was, the lead up to it was okay, but there was a solid 3-week patch there where I didn't get to shoot a ball at all.
How was that for a bloke who's renowned to be a shooter?
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating. It was especially watching, if there was a movie we'd watch and have a bit of basketball, or it was something in there, a little frustrating. But for the most part, I tried to keep myself entertained, so I didn't think about it too much.
The move here, is it purely based on success and trying to get that title? I mean, you're 28 now and you've been around for more than 10 years. Is that the sole reason, pretty much?
Definitely plays a part, but I've got a tremendous amount of respect for Trev. He was obviously gave me the opportunity when I was 17 to come into the league, and I suppose gave me my opportunity. So to be able to come back and play under him again, obviously he's had a lot of success here, and this club has had a lot of success, and it's really cool to be a part of it. And even just being my first day today, seeing the way things work, in the way gym, prehab before training, all the facilities, it's really cool to be a part of.
From the outside, you've been on the outside, now you're on the other side, on the inner sanctum. What was it about Perth that made Perth so good?
I mean, definitely the success. That's one big thing there. Obviously, consecutive years. What is it, like 30 years consecutively making the playoffs now, or something like that, and that's very, very hard to going to be very hard to beat. And looking at the outside in, just when you play in Perth, it's always a game you'd sort of mark off. Oh, we got Perth this weekend. It's going to be a tough game. They're renowned. They put their best foot forward every game. The way they play, really like the way they play. The way they're coached by Trev and the guys. So yeah, all that stuff was really appealing. And obviously knowing a lot of guys coming in made it a lot easier for me. Like Clint, Nordo, Mitt, Majuk, those sort of guys sort of made the transition a little bit earlier. So I was able to sort of talk to those guys just as, I suppose, as mates prior, just to see what it's like. And I love coming to Perth on the road. It was one of my favourite road trips. It was coming to the beach. I always went down to City Beach for a swim every time we got here, and so it's cool to be able to do that on a daily basis now.
You're very good mates, aren't you, with Mitch and
yeah.
In fact, were you bridal party for any of them?
No, not. Clint's a few years older than me, so he left. He went to Brisbane State High when I was in Mackay playing juniors, so I didn't really play juniors or anything with him. Knew him we used to ride our bikes together and stuff. We lived down the road from my grandparents, so we did know each other, but not so much on the basketball court. And then we obviously linked up in Townsville again, and were able to become teammates again there, and then sort of just played against each other. But yeah, know each other quite well. But yeah, I've known Mitch from the QIS days since I was 12 and he was 10 or 9 or something like that. So I've known Mitch for a while, and yeah, so pretty good mates with those guys.
How do you think you'll fit into this team? I mean, Clint had a really good year last year, and everyone would have thought with no Tarico, maybe he steps into the starting 5. Where do you see your fit inside this team?
I suppose, with pre-season, that stuff will sort of, roles and that sort of stuff will sort of start to develop as to what, how Trev wants us to play, and, you've got to feed off each other. But one thing that was really appealing to me is just how I suppose the system here is how everyone plays together. Everyone's willing to make the extra pass, and I think that's fun basketball. And I think that's part of the reason why they have so much success here is everyone's out there playing for each other, and everyone's willing to give up a good shot to get a great shot, for their teammate. So I think that's fun basketball. Obviously a big part of what they do is Bryce, and he's obviously the MVP of the league for a reason. So everything played off him a lot. So it'd be cool to be able to play along someone like that, and I suppose learn off someone like that, and yeah, just go out and I suppose put your best foot forward each night, and hopefully push for again like a three-peat.
Could be pretty deadly with Bryce, yourself, and Clint on all at the same time. No defender would know where to go to stop the shot.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm sure that's definitely has passed through Trev's mind at some point. But yeah, I'm just excited to get out. I feel like the group of guys here, everyone's such really good mates on the court, and I think that transfers that shows on the floor is the way they play for each other, and they're willing to defend and also back the teammate up on the court.